Good morning and welcome to Wednesday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to get you thinking, and hopefully you are having a good Wednesday, off to a good start. Very gloomy here. I don't think it's supposed to rain, but it certainly looks like it could, so we'll see what happens. At least we don't have the heat that some are enduring. And enduring is a good word right now because it kind of fits in with our card for today. How many of you have been hearing others say, and maybe you found yourself saying, good morning, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. You're the first one on today. Good morning, Angie. Thank you for the sunshine. Hearing yourself or others say things like, I just don't feel quite right. I feel sluggish. I feel heavy. The word someone I know said is thick. I feel thick. So if you're feeling that, first of all, know that there are some energetic things going on that make sense. And also, it fits with what we've kind of been going through lately. There's some burdensome, heavy things coming down. What do we do when burdensome, heavy things come down? Good morning, Jonelle. Glad you are here. Welcome. One of the things we do is we exercise the word that's on our card today. So let us also hope that one of the things that we do is we focus on our breath. So, as always, let's begin with the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I can already feel a release right in here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more nice deep breath, a little deeper. And out. Hopefully just those 3 breaths. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you're here, joining the Practical Rebels today. Just those 3 breaths helped you feel a little more clear, released, engaged, opened up, ready, whatever you want to say. So our card deck for today, we haven't seen this one in quite some time. The Virtues Reflection Cards by the Virtues Project. Subtitle is A Set of 100 Contemplative Cards to Help You Awaken Your Spirit and Live by Your Deepest Values. And so if you've been experiencing that heaviness, that thickness lately, like it's more effortful to get things done, etc., not springing out of bed, but kind of, okay, there's the alarm feeling. Good morning to all of you who are popping in, but your names aren't rolling. Glad you're all here. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, good morning. This word is one of the words that is helpful to us. Fortitude. Fortitude. It's not a word that we tend to use in our daily language much, but certainly fits for right here, right now. So, again, just listen with the intuitive part of yourself. What's in here for me? One more nice deep breath. Let it go. And we're at my favorite number of 8. Kind of like infinity. Just love that. Fortitude. Fortitude is strength of character. It is the will to endure no matter what happens, with courage, confidence, and here's our word, patience. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Practical Rebels getting to be a complete tribe here. This is good. This is good. Fortitude is deeply rooted in the bedrock of our will. So in other words, it's a conscious choice. We make the decision to have fortitude, to get through things, to deal with what is. We make that decision consciously. We cultivate it by strengthening our resolve to face whatever comes. It springs from devotion to a purpose we believe to be real and important. It grows as we face and overcome insurmountable obstacles. It keeps us going. Our fortitude can astonish us. And here's the thing. People who you look around at and you go, wow, that's such an accomplished person, or look at all they've done, or look at how they've risen through the ranks, or whatever other descriptors we use to talk about the people we view as successful. Really, one of their key characteristics is fortitude, the willingness to keep showing up, to keep doing something, to do that toenail length ahead of the day before. Again, it's not sexy stuff. It's not leaps and bounds. It's not all the fancy things that people do that we see, their Olympic performance, blah, blah. It's the hours and hours and hours of toiling away at something to get to that performance. My belief, no such thing as an overnight sensation. No such thing. Behind the scenes, there's always been the work and the showing up and the willingness to do to make those things happen. We have an anonymous quote: "Hold your precious heart steadfast in fortitude until the siege is past, and you will be duly nourished." So in other words, kind of the Winston Churchill thing, if you find yourself walking through the what did he call it? Wasn't the hayride through hell, the valley of the shadow of death kind of a thing? Keep walking. Find yourself walking through hell, keep walking. Keep walking. And he doesn't say burst into a run. He doesn't say fly. He doesn't say do leaps and bounds. Keep walking. Keep walking. Take a step. A step. And per day, especially if you're struggling with depression, anxiety, whatever, a step may feel like that's all you got. Cool. Good morning, Carolyn. Glad you're here. Awesome, awesome. Take that step and then applaud yourself. Don't judge the step. Well, I only did one step today. A couple of years ago, I could have done 5. No. Yay me for taking one step. That's what counts right here, right now. A willingness to show up, a willingness to take a step. So the practice of fortitude. Here are our I statements, and there are 6 of them. Pick out one. Run with it for the day, okay? Make it your mantra for today. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Put it on the endless loop. I have the will to survive. Think about the people who right now are struggling with feeling suicidal. Should they pick that one? I have the will to survive. That can be the beginning of making a dent in that seemingly relentless thought process of, I'd be better off dead, no one will miss me anyway, I'm not contributing anything to the world, blah, 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 all that stuff. And the reason I do blah, blah, blah is because it is a line of bullshit. It is a line of bullshit that we feed ourselves when we feel suicidal. It is not true. It is not true. You're here for a reason. You have a purpose. You may not have a clue what that purpose is. Whatever it is you do has value. Some people, we have a really hard time knowing that what we're doing makes any difference at all, has any value. And I love sharing that story about the young man who was the beggar at a grocery store, and the manager came out, and all these people are lined up in the line where he's the beggar, and the other clerks are standing there like twiddling their thumbs. And he said, well, you can move to these other lanes. And they're like, no, we need to be here, because this beggar would stick little notes in everybody's grocery bags, and they wanted their note for the day. It was a little thing, but it was his passion, his mission, and it made a difference, obviously. That's where everybody was lining up. So what little thing can you do? Yes, good morning, Linda. Well, it's evening by you, but nonetheless, welcome. Yes, finding your purpose as you eliminate what you are not. And sometimes it is a process of elimination like that. We'd like to go open our eyes and whoa, there's our purpose right in front of us. Doesn't often go that way. Sometimes it is this winnowing through. Sometimes what has been our purpose no longer is our purpose. Okay, I'm going to make stuff up here. I've been taking care of people in nursing homes for 30 years. I think I'm done with that. I think something new is emerging. I think I'm meant to do X, whatever it is. Explore. Try things. Even if you discover, yep, that ain't it. That's not what I want. That's useful. It closes a door so another door can become more obvious. And again, in the card, One of the words that jumped off the card at me was patience. Patience. It's hard, especially as we're getting toward the latter years where we're going, okay, I'm 63. I don't know what it is I'm here to do. Don't feel like all of what you've done has been for naught. Not true, not true, not true. All of that stuff was in preparation for finding what it is you're meant to do. And I'm going to suggest to you that sometimes what you do for your job is not your purpose. It's what pays the bills. It's what puts routine in your day. But perhaps it's something you do avocationally, a hobby, a connection a group you belong to, something you do for pleasure, something you enjoy that might be your purpose. The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, Mitch Albom. Great book, great movie. What I think it shows us is we oftentimes have unintentional impacts on people without even knowing it. So, and I always think that's so interesting that at someone's funeral is when we talk about that stuff. Yeah, I loved Joe. He was a steady influence in my life. Always was there if I needed him, blah, blah, blah. There was part of Joe's purpose. Did you ever say that to Joe? Joe, thank you for being available. I really appreciate it. I can show up with being a bucket of shit and you help me sort things through. Man, I appreciate that when you say it now. Say it now. So for Linda, perhaps there are, I'm going to make it up, 5 people out there who have interactions with Linda that serve their needs, that meet their needs. And Linda's not even aware that those interactions that she just does because she's Linda are making a difference in their lives. We need to speak up about that stuff. Hey, you really were helpful to me yesterday when you said blah, blah, blah. Or I appreciate you showing up every week and helping me with my garden. Or it's wonderful. Thank you so much for taking me to church every week. The stuff that we do that we think is no big hairy deal. Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Need me to grab you a few things? Makes a huge difference, right? And what if your purpose isn't a specific thing? I am here to clean up the oceans, but it's a multitude of things. I help people out with little projects. So each one in and of itself may not seem like a big hairy deal, but across your lifespan, all of those things that you have done are huge, Okay, so that was our first one. Let me move on to the other 5 practices of fortitude that might be helpful to you. I have the patience to endure. I can get through this. I can deal with this. One of the things that was so helpful to me with regard to this was coming to my own understanding of the world. There we go. I try to hold space for people to find a level of vulnerability to heal. Beautiful. I create sacred space for people to be vulnerable so they can heal. Doesn't that sound like a beautiful life purpose? And again, it's going to be across people and it's going to be across time. But how wonderful is that? So Linda, here's your challenge. I want you to write that down. 3x5 card, whatever. I want you to write that down. I want you to put it somewhere. I want that to become your elevator speech. Hi, I'm Linda, and I hold sacred space for people to find a level of level of vulnerability so they can heal. Try it on. See what you think. It may tweak over time. It took me 3 years to find my tagline. We're all capable of far more than we think we are. 3 years. Trying stuff on, that's not it. That one's doesn't connect. Nope, that isn't it. And then I have to tell you how it came to me. I'm in my coaching program, and so this is many years ago. And we were doing small groups. I think it was groups of 4, blah, blah. And I'd been at this for almost 3 years. And I said, I'm very frustrated because I can't find my tagline. I don't know what my tagline is. And So the group said, well, tell us about what you do and blah, blah, blah. So I laid it all out there and blah, blah, blah. And one woman's sitting there and she goes, well, it sounds like what you do is you help people understand that they're capable of far more than they think they are. Oh, there it was. Plop. Does she, to this day, realize how instrumental she was in helping me find my purpose? No, not at all. She has no clue. No clue. But there it was. She was the earth angel, the vessel through which the hollow reed that the universe went, okay, Bonnie's been struggling with this for 3 years, time to throw her a bone. Ploop, there it is. Things can change instantly. Okay, so I have the patience to endure. I am guided by a clear purpose. I'm guided by a clear purpose. And I'm going to smirk a little bit at that one because I'm guided by a clear purpose, although I don't know what it is. I'm guided by a clear purpose. Trust that you are. You may not be able to articulate it. You may not have your elevator speech yet like Linda just created, but trust that you are. You are guided by a clear purpose. It's in there. You're operating on it. You may just not be able to articulate it. I know what I care about. That one might be easier for many of us. Make a list of what's important to me. What do you care about? What is a big hairy deal in terms of how it turns out? Yesterday I had on my Say No to Line 5 t-shirt. That to me is a big hairy deal. I was on a call last night and they were talking about the imminent risk to 3 of the Great Lakes by this pipeline. That's a big hairy deal to me. That's my drinking water. That's so many people's livelihoods. Yeah, don't get me started. Oh, and if you're interested, what I would love for you to do, if you want to support this effort, they have, I think, 750 signatures so far. They're aiming for over 1,000. Take a moment, a brief moment, just to help by putting in your 2 cents worth on this thing, okay? oilandwaterdon'tmix.org. oilandwaterdon'tmix.org. And look for what I can do kind of a thing. And then all you're doing is sending or adding your signature to this call for a different approach to dealing with this Line 5 mess. We don't want it breaking and oil in our Great Lakes. We do not. We do not. We do not. We don't want a foreign company violating, trespassing on indigenous land and the state of Wisconsin and the state of Michigan. We do not, right? So if you could throw your 2 cents worth in there for me, I would greatly appreciate it. If you all did that, it'd be 10 more signatures on this petition. I would love that. oilandwaterdon'tmix.org. Okay, that one was I know what I care about. Whatever life brings makes me stronger. Whatever life brings makes me stronger. So again, my friend Lynn Schuster, I wonder how this is going to turn out. She looks through the lens of everything's here to serve me. Everything has a purpose. Even the stuff that is not fun. My daughter had a not fun experience last night. A dog ran in front of her car and she hit it. Not fun, especially not for an empath. And she said, Mom, why did this happen to me? Why me? Just very upset, understandably so. And so I was talking to her about Lynn Schuster, having said to me at one point that animals are not as attached to their physical container as human beings are. They know they're coming back. They know their energy endures. It's not that big a deal to them. To us, it's horrific. But to them, it's not that big a deal. And so she was talking about what she thought that dog might come back as. Maybe that dog was ready to come back as something else, trying to work through, why did this shitty thing have to happen? So, whatever life brings makes me stronger. Last one is, I have amazing endurance. I have amazing endurance. Believe that about yourself. Don't tell yourself, don't buy into the crap that we see and read and hear all day long, every day, that we need this pill in order to be okay, or we're not good enough because we're this, that, or the other thing physically, or we don't have that, blah, 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 whatever it is. I have amazing endurance. I have amazing endurance. Another one would be I show up. I show up. I don't have to be all that, all that in a bag of chips, all the bells and whistles. I show up. I'm the Maytag. I show up, right? That's a beautiful one. So then the thing on the bottom is, I'm thankful for the gift of fortitude. It is the strength of my soul. I'm thankful for the gift of fortitude. It is the strength of my soul. So hopefully this was helpful today in terms of how you might be feeling right now as we trudge through some thick times. Know that we will emerge. Know that the light will dawn. Even when things are dark, the light will dawn, and that no amount of darkness can put out the light. Even a speck of light shines through. We are competent, we are capable, and we are going to endure. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.